Greetings, my name is Anissa, and today I'll be talking about the individual contribution for the group game design, and our group game name is Tycoonify. So for the content, we'll be starting off with talking about the designing. So starting off for our design, we wanted to make something that is a mix of Monopoly and Saboteur. We wanted a game that can have multiple players, and something that can have characters for each person playing. After playing a game of Saboteur, our groupmate Naomi had an idea that we can mix the both and make like a world building or estate playing game, where each person has to use cards to fight for their property and to build their properties. So starting from there, our group started brainstorming on what else we can add to the elements of the game. Moving on, we'll be talking about the play testing and all the elements that we added to the game while playing. So when having group discussion, we wanted to get inspiration from Monopoly, for example, having the estates. But in our game, in order to win, you need to build the estates block by block. Also, we wanted to have action cards, for example, like benefit cards and sabotage cards. One of our first ideas that I contributed was having some role playing among the players. For example, like some corrupt governments, some loan sharks, and just normal players who are trying to win the game. However, after playtesting, we decided to scrap the idea of having role-playing, as it might be difficult to give each player their own actions. Here are some of our playtesting cards that everyone contributed in designing. We also talked about what we should include in the action and benefit cards, and how much and how many blocks do we need for each estate building. So when it came time to actually building the game, we had a group Zoom meeting where we talked about each and every single aspect. For example, how many cards we need for each action and benefit card, and how much each location, for example, the school, needs to build on the blocks, or how many blocks we need for each of the estates. So after having the group discussion on confirming everything about the board game, we split up the work accordingly to everyone's skill set. So Shaik and Naomi worked on the cards as they had the most experience in digital design, while Riz worked on the video for the instructions. Me and Sadnan worked on the content and also the PowerPoint presentation. While Shaik and Naomi were working on the cards, I did my best into giving my opinions on how the card designs should look like. So I would try to give my opinion from an outsider point of view towards our board game and the card designs. Finally, I'll be talking about the presenting of the game. So for my major contribution, I worked on the PowerPoint presentation to introduce our game. So for that, I did a lot of background on Monopoly and Saboteur and how all these elements affected in our gameplay. I also went through our lecture notes in case if I was missing anything when it came to building the concept of the game, or any lecture concepts that I needed to add for the presenting. All in all, I think our group did a lot of group contribution when it came to building the game. As when building a game, it's a bit difficult to individually assign each person on how to build a game, or else everyone will have scattering ideas, so we always try to work together when it came to our game. However, when it came to the end, when designing the actual game, we divided the work a bit more individually to everyone's skill set.